What's going on, guys? It's Greg Campbell, Angry Tones Riff Clips, coming at you with another cool little pedal. I want to go ahead and share something new with you guys I just received from Chris from Vaderin Pedals. Vaderin Pedals. They released the Cherry Fuzz Sustainer, and we're going to be doing a little bit of fun stuff with this today. It's taking me back actually to usually when I think of fuzz, I think of 60s and 70s groups and stuff like that, Cream and Deep Purple and Sabbathy, some of these solos that had a fuzz sound to it, or Hendrix, of course, lots of groups like that. But this is taking me back to the grunge era. Something about it, just when it hits my ear, I'm not even sure if all these grunge bands used fuzz pedals in their pedal boards or their circuitry, but the chain of their signal. But this really kind of gives it that sound, in my opinion. You're used to my higher gain stuff and metalcore, thrash metal riffs and stuff like that, but this is really bringing back the grunge inside of me, that 7th, 8th grade, whatnot. I'm 42 years old, so that was the grunge era for me. Bands like Nirvana, Stone Temple Pilots, Smashing Pumpkins, Soundgarden, things of that nature, Pearl Jam. So let's go ahead and see what we have right here. I'll bring it a little closer to the frame and we'll talk about the controls. It's a beautiful finish, nice gloss white. So you can see your top left knob here is our fuzz, right knob is the volume, and then something cool down there is the high boost right here. I have it in a lower setting right now, but when you crank that up, it gives you a really big lift in your fuzz as well as the higher frequencies. And of course, here is our bypass right here. I love how it's got top-mounted jacks, save room on your pedal board, and I love the graphic with the cherries. It's very simple, it's sleek, and it's kind of a sexy pedal. So let's go ahead and get into it. And of course, you got the Vaderin logo right there. So let's see what we got here. I'll go ahead and plug it in, and we'll be using my Washburn original series solar guitar from 2014 with a Voodoo custom pickups Pennywise humbucker in the bridge. Got this crafty little side-mounted music stand so you guys can see some of the settings I use as I do these demos, where before I kind of just threw it on the pedal board on the floor and had it Velcroed down, made it difficult, lift it, bring it back, This will be a little more fun, and it's live in motion. You'll see what we're doing with it. So here we go. This is the Cherry Fuzz Sustainer. Let's learn together what it sounds like. Let's grab a pick here. Which one's less beveled from all this metal stuff? I think this one will work. So let's jump right into it. I'm going to be going through the clean setting of my Randall T2 amplifier. This is my favorite way to use the fuzz. Some fuzz pedals respond really well to a high gain amplifier, and sometimes they sound more like kind of gives it that crack speaker kind of tone anyway. But when you use a high gain amplifier and a fuzz, it's a little bit more on the muddy side. So for most of the demo, we'll be playing through the clean. So let's check it out. So that's my clean tone, just straight right into the amplifier, into this pedal. So when we engage the pedal, we're going to be right into our fuzz. See what we got here, Cherry Fuzz Sustainer. Definitely sustaining really well. And one thing I want to go over as I play around with this pedal here, I like how it responds to a roll up and roll off of the volume, where some fuzz pedals kind of phase out. They get that, you know, kind of sounds like it's losing its fuzz, but this one, it kind of stays consistent. It just backs off like it should with a standard roll-off. There you go. I love when things respond like that. So anyway, let's go ahead and jam out and just play some familiar riffs, and you guys be the judge if the Cherry Fuzz Stainer works for you. I really like this pedal. That's a really cool sound. Once again, I got the fuzz right here at about 3 o'clock. Got the volume at just about 2 o'clock, almost 3. And I got the high boost completely off. It's in the far left position to give it this warmer tone. Really cool tones. Let's go ahead real fast and crank up the high boost to noon and see how that affects the tone. Sounds awesome. I really love the crackle and fizz. That's the fuzz tone that this thing's made of. It's a little different than others I've used. That's cool. That's really cool sound. I can kind of hear like almost like a Rage Against the Machine, like Zach De La Rocha throwing some sick little flows on something like that. Let's go ahead and crank the high boost up even more. Now we're at just about 2 o'clock. Reteach myself that. I haven't played that in years. It's a cool fuzz. Let's crank up the high boost even more. Alright, it's going to try a little volume roll off and play with some effects. How does the Cherry Fuzz Sustainer handle other pedals? Does it play well with them? Let's try a little CNZ audio tape echo and Vaderin Cherry Fuzz Sustainer. That's awesome. I'm totally playing that riff not the same, but just to kind of give you a tool-esque kind of a tone. That's kind of cool. I don't know if he uses a fuzz on parts like that. It's usually his Diesel and his Mesa and his Marshall, but that's kind of a cool sound. Let's go ahead and play with a few more little effect type riffs. I love the vibe I'm getting with the volume toned down a little bit. It's just enough fuzz to add ambience, a little sizzle, a little crack speaker sound. Lift the volume a little bit, just a pinch. That's a cool little flow. A little sloppy. Let me get that better here. Let's go ahead and hit that tape echo off. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Like I said, I'm not much of a solo guy, and I don't use fuzz in my signal chain very often. But I've been playing with this pedal for just a couple of weeks now since I received it. Put out a couple little videos and clips on Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that, but I wanted to give it a formal introduction here at Angry Tones Riff Clip Studio in Nashville and just show you what I do with it and how it works for my tones and the sounds that I like. And so far, it's a really cool tool. No pun intended. It's a really cool pedal to use for textures, for different colors, for different atmospheric, I guess colors, I should say. The Cherry Fuzz Sustainer definitely accomplishes three things I like in a fuzz pedal. For me, I love the fact that it works like a big muff sustainer, but it's got a little bit more going on to it. I like that you have the high boost knob. Once again, I can go from a dirty grunge type fuzzed out setting to a completely boosted sizzle, if you know what I'm saying. And then as far as the volume fuzz, those are standards on many fuzz pedals. You have your fuzz knob, you got your volume, some have like an EQ or whatnot. That's kind of what this does for me, but it's got a really cool spectrum. So let's just jam around with it and do something we haven't done yet. Let's crank the high boost. Sounds really great, but it's a little too much for me. That's a really bright fuzz tone. I kind of like it almost in the off position for the grunge type stuff and at noon for other applications. We'll hit it with a little reverb and see if it does it some justice, having it in those different frequencies. Try the rhythm switch. That's an awesome tone right there. You can have fun with that all day. Let's go ahead and crank the high up now that we're in the rhythm switch with some reverb. That is awesome, you guys. I really like these tones. Once again, a little different from the metal stuff that I'm normally playing, but it's really cool to get familiar and accustomed to something new. That's why I like to toy around with it for a bit and come up with some riffs and some tones and maybe some stuff from the past that it sounds similar to me as far as its tonal range and frequencies and what my ear's hearing. And the first thing was the grunge stuff, you know, the 70s stuff, and then kind of just doing something original and playing some of the riffs I'm just doing for you right now. So hope you guys are getting a better idea of the Cherry Fuzz Sustainer and everything that it accomplishes and encompasses with its tones. And try one more thing while we're doing this here. Not something I always do, but I really like how the fuzz sounds with the volume rolled off with a dark aura reverb from Haunted Labs. Check this out. Put the fuzz high boost at about noon. Just goes to show you can use it for many different things. Use it for adding a little ambiance to something underneath a heavy riff or something creeping into an intro. All sorts of cool stuff. But that's going to do it for the Cherry Fuzz Sustainer from Vaderin Pedals. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Just want to kind of introduce what I like to do with that pedal and showcase some of its tones. I hope it'll work for you guys. It's definitely very well built. Beautiful to look at. You got to love those red knobs. Fantastic. And I hope you guys enjoy the tones. That's the most important thing. So if you guys enjoy, feel free to like and subscribe if you like these videos, and I'll keep bringing more at you. But you definitely need to check out Vaderin Pedals. Check them out on Instagram, Facebook. Go to their website and grab yourself a Cherry Fuzz Sustainer. Chris is making a lot of great stuff out there, and I'm really liking it. So I'm going to continue to write some cool music with this thing, and I'll catch you guys next time.